Hi guys, it's Syama Maher here, CEO of Scaling Retail, and today I want to talk to you about non-fungible tokens. That's right, NFTs. Now, what's really important about understanding this topic is number one, we've gone into a little bit more of a high level of blockchain and digital futures and a few other talks and videos. So if you want to get caught up to kind of the landscape and really what we've been talking about over the last year, make sure that you take a look at that in our Scaling Retail channel because you're going to find some really great juicy videos and topics of things that we've been covering. But today I want to talk specifically about how we look at the role of NFTs in your fashion business. And why I think this is really important is that a lot of the times we're wondering how us as artists, right, how us as people who are creative directors are able to maintain a certain kind of integrity with our art and start to be able to actually incorporate not only digital activations and becoming more digitally fluent with our brands, but also ways in which we can actually translate ownership and start to engage in these communities while retaining, right, this kind of exclusive feeling of what we're designing and developing as artists and as creative directors and designers of these fashion brands. Now, a couple great ideas when it comes to NFTs are certainly looking back at sketches that you've created, right? Designs that you've sketched that maybe have never gone to market or never gone to print. These sorts of things, I believe, become these fantastic archival pieces of content around who you are and provenance as a designer. Right? This gives your public, your fan base, an opportunity to own pieces of what it is that you've designed and retain ownership over that, even if those items never again went to production or never went to market. So I love this idea of looking at the design and development process as almost these exclusive, rare, behind the scenes ways of being able to add credibility and also diversify your revenue streams, of course, but in a way that's not going to necessarily compete with any of the products that you have that you're producing, etc. So looking at it more from an archival standpoint, certainly that of an artist, right? Traditionally right now when we're seeing NFTs that are really popping off in the marketplace on platforms like OpenSea, for example, it's really these artworks, right? It's these artists that are saying, have ownership over this piece that I've created and be able to have that digital license, be able to have that digital sequencing of numbers that allow you to say, this is my piece, right? I have ownership. So look at it from the perspective of a lot of your sketches, designs, things that have not made it into production. Now, the next way I want you to think about NFTs is through the lens of product that is coming out. What I think is fantastic, and I actually had a chance to engage with this on another platform, was actually buying a hard physical product, right? And then having ownership, that physical product had ownership back to an NFT. And that is great for a few reasons. Number one, it allows you to create limited editions. It allows you to be able to actually authenticate that. And then ultimately, when you start to engage with NFTs, you're now starting to build this digital community. And one of the things that I think we're not really looking at from a long-term standpoint is how important it's going to be to have digital communities and to have authentication of your products. Now, why is that really exciting or interesting? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if you're able to build out your top tier consumers who are purchasing your NFTs, purchasing your products in a one-to-one relation, you're not only going to have walking spokespeople of your product, but it's going to be carrying with it a much higher weight of value, which I actually think is great for building brand awareness, certainly for luxury brands, right? So that I think is important. When you take a look at the gamut of NFTs and how much they cost and how to engage with it, certainly you see a variety of price points, right? You see lower level items, you also see much higher ticket. And what is the differentiation between that? Well, it's the same as in any sort of marketplace. What's the brand? How well recognized are they? What are other people going to potentially see the resale value of this at? And so you want to look at it with that same perspective as you're thinking about your own development of NFTs, right? If you're a brand new business, you might be looking at kind of producing it and selling them at a lower price point in order to get people to buy your illustrations, right? Or to buy those CADs or to own a piece of the design process, right? If you're actually looking at it from the perspective of a more established brand or you're a luxury brand, right? You might be thinking about NFTs in terms of, hey, this is going to be a higher end tier, or this is going to be a certain collection, or we're going to play with it just for this season and see how well we can transact against this and build this more elite VIP community. So lots of different ways in terms of how you can go about marketing and selling and finding the right customer market fit. The last way to consider this is really who is your audience who's going to be purchasing the NFTs. As of today, it is still relatively difficult for someone to buy an NFT. You have to take your regular bank account, translate that into Ethereum dollars, likely on Coinbase or Binance, and then you're going to go ahead and translate that into a wallet. Personally, I use MetaMask, and then from there, you're going to go ahead and translate that into transact on another platform. So there are a few different steps you have to jump through. So who are the people who are likely to jump through these hoops? Well, obviously what we're seeing is a lot of Gen Z, a lot of younger consumers who are out there who are really interested in the blockchain, interested in crypto, who are actually transacting and also creating a lot of content. So they're not just buying, but they're creating content on these platforms very regularly. They're part of the new frontier of Web 3.0. Next, we look at a more higher tier consumer. Those are the ones who are buying the Beeple NFTs, right? These are the ones who actually have people on their teams, right, who are actually transacting and helping them understand, similar to an art broker, right? What is the relevancy of these NFTs to their portfolio? And they're looking at it as not just an acquisition because it's fun, but also as a long-term play and obviously something that they can tell their friends that they engage with. So those are really the two markets that I've identified. There really is not at this point kind of a very easy way to transact into NFTs that really just hook into, let's say, your bank account, your Citibank, your Chase, your Wells Fargo. It still takes some hoops to jump through. So as you're looking to adopt NFTs as a part of your business model, as part of your strategy for this coming year, please ask yourself, is my customer one who's using this platform? Right? How do I make sure that I'm actually engaging, spending the time and energy and resources to do the NFT to the right customer market fit? And if you are able to produce something and find the right fit, there are a number of different companies out there that are developing NFTs, minting them, and getting them out into the world that we can easily hook you up with when that time is ready. So if NFTs and developing a digital future for your business is of interest to you, send us an email at hello@scalingretail.com. As a co-CEO, it is my job to understand what's moving and what's working in today's market. We are well-resourced and staffed when it comes to our network of partners and understand how to help to take any business to the next level with innovation on marketing, business planning, and ultimately creating something sustainable and scalable. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye.